Hello, my name is Atticus Gonzalez, and here I am presenting my midterm project. So first we have the set of instructions for my project. I'm gonna turn the camera this way so it's a little bit easier to see. So my code is split up into two main functions. First, the main function, and then as well as the isStrong password function. So first I go over the instructions for the isStrong password function. So the first step is to initialize two Boolean variables called hasUpper and hasDigit. I then check the length of the password, and if it is shorter than 8 digits, I return false. I then loop through each character using an array of chars in using the input password, and I check if each character is an uppercase letter or a digit, and I then update the corresponding Boolean expressions accordingly. If both hasUpper and hasDigit Boolean expressions are true, then we return true. Otherwise, the function returns false. We then head to the main function, where we first declare a string variable called password, and we prompt the user to enter a password, and the response is the variable password. We then call to mind the isStrong password function, which we previously just discussed, and we input password into it. If the isStrong password function returns true, then we print strong password. If the isStrong password function returns false, then we print weak password, and then we end the program. Here we have my original flow diagram. As you can see, I do not adequately use certain proper symbols, which was expressed to me in the comments from you, Professor. I also did not set up the two different functions in a proper manner to show how my code goes through step by step. Finally, I used incorrect shapes, which is another thing that I fixed in my final updated computer flow diagram. And as you can see, this is basically the same thing that I just discussed in the steps portion of my presentation. We first initialize the string password by asking what is the password. We then declare the isStrong password function, which checks for password length and also checks if the password has an uppercase digit, an uppercase letter, and a digit. If both of these are true, we update it, and we loop through each char within the password by using an array of chars, as you can see right there. At the end, we return either strong password or weak password. And here are two examples of my code, either with a strong password or a weak password. So as you can see up here, we have the isStrong password function, and then down here is the main function. So down here, we can see it says, what is a password? And I give some of the criteria that defines, and I type in the password return to glory 18. As you can see, the password return to glory 18 is more than 8 digits long, has a digit within it, and has an uppercase letter within it, and it responds strong password. However, when prompted for a password and I simply type in the password being hi, although there is an uppercase letter, there is no digit, and the password is only 3 chars long. So it responds with weak password. As you can see throughout my code, I use operators, I use loops right here using a for loop, I use functions, I use inputs and outputs, I use variables, and I use expressions as long as headers and footers. So I use all of the things directed to me, and this is my midterm project. Thank you for your time, Professor, and I wish you the utmost of thankings. Thank you.